Welcome all of you to the celebration of our couple, Bryn and Gabrielle, as we gather this afternoon to support their union and marriage. Before we begin, we ask, who presents this woman to this man to be married?
We do, her parents.
Thank you, your job is done. We begin today with our couple's declaration of their intent to be married. Bryn Stevens Leonard, is it true that you come here of your own free will and accord?
Yes, I do.
And is it your wish to be joined with this woman, Gabrielle Ann May, in the union of marriage?
Yes, it is.
And is it you, Gabrielle Ann May, is it true if you come here of your own free will and accord?
Yes, I do.
And is it your wish to be joined with this man, Bryn Stevens Leonard, in the secret union of marriage?
Yes, it is.
I declare the intent between this man and this woman to be clear, honest, and true. Thank you both. As we gather here on the shores of these ancient waters, we experience rebirth and renewal in the presence of everyone here today. Behind me is the east, from which the sun rises each morning, a symbol that in all love lays the potential for renewal each and every day. Before me is the west, to where the sun will soon set, a promise that all life moves in cycles from which we can end and begin again. As we unite here this afternoon, just before the edge of evening, we stand on the cusp of this new unity, one that is rooted deeply in devotion and mutual respect. Bryn and Gabrielle are honored by your presence here and are grateful that you have all gathered in support of them on this, their magical day. To you all from them, we say thank you. Also know that those of you here represent the many other friends and family who are important to our bride and groom but could not make the journey. So for those people not here but sending love from afar, and for those whom our bride and groom hold dear but no longer walk this earthly plane, we pause in gratitude to receive their love and good wishes for our couple on this day. May we take a moment and think of them. There are many things to say about marriage. Much wisdom concerning the joining of two souls has come our way through all paths of belief and from many cultures. But central to all these is the knowledge that love and its strengths, when coupled with the wisdom that comes with time, creates the armature for a long and abundant relationship. The law of life is love unto all beings. Love and kindness are attributes that are never wasted. They always make a difference. If we learn no more in life, let it be this. Marriage is a unity to be entered into only after considerable thought and reflection, and as with all aspects of life, it has its cycles, its ups and its downs, its trials and its triumphs. With full understanding of this, Bryn and Gabrielle have come here today to be joined as one in marriage. But now we will hear our bride and groom's story, a story of an unexpected love whose genesis began over a decade ago with, of all things, a pirate invasion in Tampa. Back in 2012, Gabrielle, or Gabby as her friends and family know her, decided to visit her dear friend Kelly Carey, whom she met during their time at Notre Dame. Kelly lived in Tampa, Florida, and invited Gabby down in late January that year to attend the annual Gasparilla Pirate Festival, which is Tampa's version, broadly speaking, of Mardi Gras. What better backdrop to start our couple's story? While Kelly and Gabby were good friends, Kelly and Bryn go way back. Their parents were good friends before those two were even born. Bryn's family home was one block off the parade route, and he and Kelly hosted annual parties for their friends coming into town from all over the country. For Gabby, meeting Kelly for Gasparilla also meant meeting Bryn and their families and friends, so Gabby was immediately welcomed into the Tampa clan. A deep friendship began and sustained itself for Bryn and Gabby, and there was an attraction to be sure. There may or may not have been a random kiss here or there exchanged over the years, but as Gabby remembers, I always went back to Durham, North Carolina for graduate studies, and he was carrying on his life here in Tampa. And their lives were in different places, but there was always Gasparilla, as though they knew they would see each other new each year. Eventually, things began to shift for our couple, as was their destiny. In 2017, that Gasparilla was a blowout. And Bryn and Gabby found themselves laughing and dancing, rescuing inebriated friends. And opening up to each other in a whole new way. As Bryn recalls, it wasn't until 2017 that the timing worked for us, and the sparks occurred between us that weekend. It felt natural and enjoyable to be with her. After that year's festival, and Gabby went back to North Carolina, these two texted, they called, they kept in touch, both wondering if it would evolve into something more. They were both excited to see each other again over Memorial Day weekend in New Orleans when Kelly and her fiancé Stephen were to be married. They connected immediately. And as Bryn remembers, the wedding weekend with Gabby was fantastic. We got to spend 3 days together and really solidified in my mind that this was worth the time and we're going to work to make this happen. At the end of that weekend, we made plans for her to come to Tampa in June, and I booked my flight to Durham in July for a weekend up there. A month later, Gabby found herself returning to Tampa. After knowing each other for 5 years, this would be their couple's first official date. They went to Cruise Cellars for a fabulous dinner where they ran into Gabby's dear friend Trish and her fiancé Ricky. They became a team of 4 that moved on to after hours celebrating at Ciro's Speakeasy. They marveled that their hour or 2 date went into the wee hours, and it was pure fun. Sparks were definitely flying. And after that, they knew they were in it, and deep. They were falling in love. However, it would be a few more months before the words would finally come out. So much changed after that June date. Gabby had graduated and was on her way to Chicago for work. Bryn was still in Tampa, so they adjusted to even longer distance dating, but they made it work. And Gabby says, I knew I was in love with him a couple of months into dating. That time we spent together just made me so happy. I was always looking forward to our next time together. It was so easy spending time with him. We really had a good time every time we were together, and goodbyes were always so hard. In the autumn in Chicago, when she and Bryn were in a quiet moment between them, Gabby was the one who first said, I love you. And in that moment, Bryn's world illuminated. And he said the same back to her, as if these were the words known all along, but just unsaid. From there, the path to the proposal was set in play, but it would be a few years as they both had career priorities they needed to attend to first. Gabby, a nurse practitioner, and Bryn, a project manager for a credit union, both had very full lives, but they were committed. And as Gabby says, I knew I wanted to be together forever when I was already thinking of our next time we'd be together when I was driving to the airport at our times when we had to part. And after that, Bryn says, for me, I immediately knew that I could tell Gabby had all the qualities of someone I wanted to be with forever. She was smart, beautiful, loving, educated, hardworking, caring, and great family and friends. Just the complete total package you would want from a partner. From 2017, life years and plans moved forward, and Gabby would eventually be able to secure a position in Tampa so she and Bryn could be together. It was now March 27th of 2021, and Bryn had been scheming for a while. Early in the month, he had made a date to speak with Gabby's parents to chat via FaceTime without letting them know the discussion topic. But they knew. So when their video conversation started, Bryn was a little taken aback to be greeted by Martin dressed in a formal suit and Lori in a beautiful dress seated in her living room waiting for the call to begin. Bryn figured out pretty quickly that they knew all along what he was about to do. So all he could do was push forward and ask for Gabby's hand in marriage. He received the warmest assurances that this was a marvelous idea, to which they heartily approved. So now it's Saturday morning, that last weekend in March, and Bryn had his proposal plan in full play. He and Gabby went out walking, as they often did, along Bayshore Boulevard in Tampa, and she was completely unaware how magnanimously this day was about to play itself out. As Bryn says, one moment. Oh, please. For almost 2 miles they walked before they reached a cutout on the path. And he says, I got down on one knee and I asked her to marry me. It was perfect. We had a view of the Tampa skyline behind us. We didn't have any runners or walkers nearby, so we had a completely private moment in a public space. And along the way home, we passed Trish from our first date out for her own walk. And Gabby was able to hug and celebrate together. Gabby had forgotten her phone, and Martin and Lori were anxiously awaiting word. When Bryn FaceTimed them the second time, they were now dressed in a tux and an evening gown to make the day more festive. But this was just the beginning of this remarkable proposal day. It was a magnificent play in 3 acts. First, after he took Gabby to lunch, they met up with Bryn's guy buds for a river cruise on Parker's boat, and Parker even had rose petals strewn on the deck of the boat for the win. So the next, Bryn took Gabby to celebrate happy hour at a Haven, their favorite Tampa hangout, and Trish and her now husband Ricky joined them. And then they finished the evening at Cruise Cellars, closing the loop of their first date together years before, but celebrating it with Bryn's dear friend Elizabeth, Kelly's husband Stephen, and of course Kelly, who started all of this when she introduced them in 2012. From that day, the path to this wedding grew even more certain. They found the perfect partner that provides the balance they each need. It is apparent they were meant to be husband and wife. They're just so compatible. They love each other's quirky jokes, they play well together, they appreciate each other's thoughts, and they know just how to support each other when one or the other is blue. They understand and help each other through the stresses and challenges of the individual demands they face each day. And at the end of the day, all they long to do is to be with the other, for home is where they are together. Bryn, Gabby truly and deeply loves you. One of her most favorite things about you is the way you are there for her. She says, Bryn is an amazing listener and full supporter of how I feel and listens to my many feelings. He makes me laugh and I love his confidence. Bryn, if there was one word Gabby would use to describe you, it would be supportive. She says, Bryn is truly my rock in helping me ground my feelings and shaping my perspective. He is a great partner. He is calm when I am worried. He's excited and I get excited. He listens when I have a lot on my mind. Gabby, Bryn loves you in much the same way. He says, I love how caring, beautiful, smart, self-aware, careful, organized, strong, and resourceful Gabby is. She knows who she is and what she wants in life, work, friends, and relationships. She's not afraid to speak her mind, but is also very aware of when to sit back and just observe and really listen. She loves to know the why behind any problems because she's a master puzzler. Gabby, if there was one word that Bryn would use to describe you, it would be caring. He says Gabby's line of work allows her to show this quality every day to random strangers. She takes great pride in her work as a provider, and this quality shines brightly about her as she guides parents and kids through their issues. This quality also shows in our relationship when she selflessly is wanting to put my needs before her and me needing to remind her to care for herself. I'm capable of managing myself, he says. It's a great quality that brings nurturing elements to our relationship, and I know we will grow, and this will grow when we have children. Gabby and Bryn are guided by the things they hold sacred, which are family and friends and trust and love. Their goal is to always be open and truthful for one another and to help each other. They strive to live long, healthy, and happy lives, love and support each other in their personal and professional pursuits. And when the day is through, when they're not hanging out with pirates, in full party mode, they return to the place they hold most sacred, which is their home. Play some great music, relax and enjoy each other's company while sharing good food and drink. For in the end, being together in the very ordinariness of life is what brings them the greatest sense of peace and provides the strongest foundation for building a beautiful life together. Now it is time for you to commit to each other in words. Bren and Gabby have chosen a unique way to say their vows. One moment.
I, Bryn Stevens Leonard, take you, Gabrielle Ann May, to be my wife.
I, Gabrielle Ann May, take you, Bryn Stevens Leonard, to be my husband.
This is what we promise so that we may relate in a healthy way
And provide a healthy home for our family.
I will strive to cultivate communication and nurture our growth and happiness as individuals, remembering that the most important lessons are learned from one another.
I will be receptive to and grateful for the love you give me, knowing it is a privilege to be a part of your life.
I will remember to ask for help when I need it, knowing you will do the same.
I will respect you as my equal partner, honoring your ideals and dreams, and helping you explore the greatest potential for your life.
I will offer you challenges and adventures, and I will cheer for you when you attempt new endeavors, and nurture you when you need care.
I vow to be honest. I vow to be an honest and loyal companion to you.
And I vow to do the same in body, mind, and spirit. And above all, to love you always.
Thank you.
Thanks, Janet.
Thank you.
Thank you. May the holder of the rings present them now, beginning with the grooms, to give to the bride. Good catch. Now we will move to the strongest symbol of love as you exchange your rings. By the exchange of these symbols of your love for one another, so are your lives interlaced. What one experiences, so shall the other. As honesty and love build, so your bond will strengthen and grow. The circle is a perfect figure, without beginning and without end, and with no area of weakness. It is a symbol of the continual rebirth of life. This shall serve as a physical reminder of your vow, and to remind you that even the best of relationships suffer a period of strifes, but in the philosophy of a circle, as life goes on, these moments too shall pass. When you're engulfed in anger or sadness, look to your hand and remember that love endures forever, and it is love that is most important. So, Bryn, speak your commitment to Gabrielle as you place your ring on her finger.
My dearest Gabrielle, this ring I give to you is my personal gift, my promise of love and commitment, and an outward sign of my pride and gratitude that you will be my wife. This ring is a symbol of our friendship and trust, and a sign of the beauty and strength we will find in each other.
And the other ring. Fantastic. This position for you.
My dearest Bryn, this ring I give to you is my personal gift, my promise of love and commitment, and an outward sign of my pride and gratitude that you will be my husband. This ring is a symbol of our friendship and trust, and a sign of the beauty and strength we will find in each other.
Okay, perfect. Onto each other's hand, you have now placed a ring. Let these rings remind you of the many turns through which you and your love shall pass, and may everything that is touched by your hands also be touched by love. Now we will have a brief history lesson as to why we have the tradition of attendance at a wedding. In the time of the Romans, it was believed that if gallant people supported the bride and groom's journey to the wedding, to the church, then all evil spirits lurking about would be vanquished and the union would be blessed. Traditionally, the groom's men escorted the bride to the church. They were to do so to prevent kidnapping from any jilted suitors. The men who showed the most valor were deemed the best men. The female attendant's job was to escort the groom to the church, if for no other reason to ensure he actually showed up at the church and did not get cold feet. The one woman who proved herself as strong and honorable as our bride was named the matron of honor. Parker and Chase, you have stood here and witnessed to Bren as he begins to walk this new path in life. There will be times that he may need your support. Gentlemen, I ask of you, do you all both vow to support your brother Bren this day and all days forward? Declare this intent by saying, we will. We will. Marvelous. I knew she was going to get me laughing. You have stood here and witnessed to Gabby as she begins to walk this new path in her life. There will be times when she may need your support. I ask of you, do you all vow to support your sister Gabby this day and all days forward? Declare this intent by saying, I will. And to all of you here, there may be times that our couple may need any of you to support them. Will you all pledge to assist and support these two people in their union all days forward? Do so by saying, we will. We will. Outstanding. We have witnessed the promises made by Bren and Gabby to one another, the exchange of symbols of their union. May all who encounter them be blessed with love. They are all now connected to experience together whatever life may bring them. Bren and Gabby, may your lives be full and your hurts be few. This union is proclaimed blessed by all that bear witness to this day. May you be forever as one in your passion and fire as husband and wife, and may your love for one another continue to grow infinitely stronger with each passing moment. By the virtue of the authority vested in me, I now pronounce you married under the laws of the state of Florida. You are now, as your hearts have always known you to be, husband and wife. Bren, you may now kiss your bride. I now present to you our married couple, Bren and Gabrielle. Please stand and applaud madly.